The wind cuts across an endless plain of frozen grass. A faint sun struggles to rise through the haze, painting the ice and bone-colored earth in pale light. You wake before dawn, muscles stiff, stomach hollow. The fire died hours ago, and the cold seeps into your skin like needles. Around you, your small band of hunters stirs, 6, maybe 7 souls left after the last harsh winter. The air smells of smoke, sweat, and fear. There is no safety here. The hunt must begin again. Life as a prehistoric hunter was not a story of dominance or adventure. It was a story of endurance, a brutal equation of hunger, risk, and instinct. Every day was a gamble between starvation and survival. You hunted not because you wanted to, but because you had to. In this world, nature was not a backdrop. It was the enemy, the teacher, and the grave. The ground beneath your feet belonged to the beasts who walked before you. And to survive, you had to think like them, smell like them, become them. The first sound you hear is the whisper of wind. Then, far away, the groan of mammoths echoing across the valley. The herd is moving east. That's your chance. You grip your stone-tipped spear, its shaft rough against your fingers, and glance at your companions. No words are spoken. A nod is enough. In this world, silence means life. The snow crunches beneath your feet as you move through the tundra, tracking faint prints, reading signs in the dirt, broken twigs, claw marks, the faintest smear of blood. To hunt, you must become a ghost, invisible, relentless, patient. Your body is thin but strong, shaped by years of hunger and constant motion. There is no softness here. Every scar tells a story, a close escape, a mistake learned the hard way. You feel the weight of the spear, the ache in your knees, the dryness in your throat. But there's something else too, a kind of quiet focus, a state of awareness no modern mind can easily touch. Out here, there are no distractions, no thoughts of tomorrow. There's only now the wind, the prey, the heartbeat inside your chest. The hunt takes hours. The sun crawls higher, then begins to fall. Finally you see them, massive shapes in the distance, steam rising from their backs like ghosts. The mammoths move slowly, but their senses are sharp. You and your group spread out in silence, creeping forward through the grass. A single mistake, a snapped branch, and it's over. One hunter gestures with his hand now. The air erupts. Spears fly, shouts echo. The mammoth roars, its trumpet shaking the ground. You run, throw, dodge. Adrenaline turns you into something beyond human. The beast collapses after a final cry that pierces your bones. The earth grows still again, but the silence feels different now, heavier, sacred. Death was not meaningless in this world. For prehistoric humans, killing an animal meant more than food. It meant survival, power, and sometimes guilt. Some tribes painted the walls of caves with the shapes of the animals they hunted, not as decoration, but as communication with the unseen. Blood was mixed with ash, and symbols were drawn in the flickering light of fire. These paintings were prayers, memories, or warnings. They said, "We lived, we fought, we remembered." They were the first whispers of humanity's spiritual hunger. After the kill, the tribe gathers around the carcass. The air fills with the metallic scent of blood and smoke. Knives made from flint tear into the thick hide. Every part of the animal will be used. Meat for food, bones for tools, sinew for binding, hide for clothing. Waste nothing. Even the fat is treasured, burned for light. Around the fire that night, the hunters sit in silence, chewing slowly, eyes half closed. The flames dance on faces painted with ash and sweat. The youngest among them stares at the glowing embers, perhaps wondering if the gods, or whatever forces rule this cruel world, are watching. But there's no rest that lasts long. Tomorrow brings new danger. Predators follow the scent of blood. Lions, wolves, and hyenas lurk at the edges of the firelight. The night hums with unseen movement. You clutch your spear tighter. listening for the soft crunch of paws in the darkness. Sleep is light, haunted by dreams of claws and teeth. You wait before dawn again, because you must. Hunger waits for no one. Life in the prehistoric world demanded not only strength, but intelligence, the kind born from observation, not books. To track an animal, you read the earth. You notice how birds move, how the wind changes, how footprints sink deeper after rain. You understand your prey better than you understand yourself. Your brain, though smaller in population and weaker in numbers, is sharper than any creature around you. You begin to think ahead, plan, imagine. That imagination, the ability to see a world that doesn't yet exist, will one day build civilizations. But for now, it only helps you survive the hunt. Fire was the great divider between man and beast. It was warmth, light, protection. It was the first form of power. The control of fire changed everything. Cooking made food easier to digest, which fed the brain, which made humans think faster, learn faster, create faster. Around the fire, tribes shared stories, passed down memories, and built trust. These moments of togetherness were rare, but vital. Without trust, the hunt failed. Without the hunt, the tribe died. Cooperation wasn't a choice, it was evolution's demand. The prehistoric world was a balance of fear and discovery. The seasons dictated life. Summer brought fruit and prey. Winter brought starvation and death. Many tribes didn't survive the cold months. Disease, injury, or infection could end life in days. There were no medicines, no doctors. Pain was a constant companion. A broken bone could mean death. A small wound could rot into something fatal. Those who survived did so through instinct, adaptability, and sheer will. Sometimes, the greatest danger wasn't an animal or the cold. It was another human. Territory meant food, and food meant survival. Tribes clashed over hunting grounds, and conflict was ruthless. A sharp stone, a thrown spear, a fire set in the night. Humans learned early how to kill each other. The first wars were not fought for glory, but for hunger. Yet, even in violence, there was something deeply human. Strategy, emotion, revenge, and loyalty. Through centuries of struggle, the mind of the hunter evolved. The eyes learned to spot danger before it arrived. The ears tuned to the faintest sound of movement. The heart learned when to fight and when to flee. These instincts never disappeared. They live inside you even now. When your heart races, when you feel fear, when your pulse quickens in danger, that is the echo of the hunter. Modern life has softened the body, but not the mind's ancient wiring. Imagine for a moment, stepping back into that world. No cities, no noise, no phones. Only the vast silence of nature. Could you make fire without tools? Could you find food in the wild? Could you kill to survive? It's easy to romanticize the past, to imagine the prehistoric hunter as strong and fearless, but the truth was darker. They were terrified most of the time. Every night, they wondered if they would see another sunrise. Every wound, every mistake could mean the end. Their courage wasn't the absence of fear. It was survival despite it. Over thousands of years, these hunters shaped the story of humankind. They migrated across continents, chasing herds, following rivers, adapting to every climate. They faced ice, drought, predators, and extinction. Yet they endured. In their minds, the first sparks of thought appeared, questions about life, death, and meaning. Around fires, they told stories of ancestors and spirits, trying to make sense of a brutal world. And from those stories, humanity's soul began to form. When you look at ancient cave paintings today, the ones hidden deep inside the earth, you are not just seeing art. You are seeing fear, faith, and hope carved into stone. Those hands pressed against cave walls belonged to people who wanted to be remembered. They were saying, "We were here. We lived. We hunted. We fought the dark." The life of a prehistoric hunter was short, merciless, and raw. But it was also purer in a way modern life can never be. Every breath had purpose. Every action had consequence. There was no illusion of safety. No separation from nature. To live was to struggle, and to struggle was to be alive. So, if you were born into that world, without comfort, without tools, without mercy, could you survive it? Could you face the cold, the hunger, the blood, and the silence? Somewhere deep within you, the ancient hunter still waits. The part of you that knows how to endure, adapt, and fight for life. Civilization may have tamed the world, but it never erased the wild inside you. The question isn't whether you could live like a prehistoric hunter. It's whether, in some small way, you already do.